Haven't I seen you before? I think I have seen you before. Yes, I've definitely seen you before. Hey, man, I'm the Guitkit, man. What, you want to shake my hand? What the fuck, man? You want to shake my fucking hand? Fuck you, then. Nah. I don't mean to give you any kind of bad vibration, man. I'm all about good vibrations. Right? So let's talk about this, man. A little guitar, man. Small instrument. I thought it was like a child's guitar at first. It's like got a plastic fretboard. It's got a strange looking headstock with these real cheesy kind of tuners on it. It says Fa Musica. Made in Italy. Hey, 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 hey. And it's got like all the parts on it are like custom made. I was thinking, this is Machiavelli, man. I was like, what the fuck is this, you know? Even these little things are like, this is a kick guitar. I don't understand what. I looked and looked and looked on the internet for something that I was like, hey, give me a hint, man. What is it? It had a little case and everything. You know what I'm saying? No idea what it was. I was on the flea market on the table early morning. Looked at it and I was like, hey, what do you want for this child's guitar? He's like, that's no child's guitar. I was like, ooh, I offended the guy. Who do you want for the not child's guitar? And this is wood. The body's wood. Sides, the back, the neck, headstock. It's just, this is like plastic. This is plastic. This is plastic. This is like, all the pieces are like made specifically by Fa Musica. Where the fuck that is? I can't find anything on the internet. I did after many, many days of research on the internet about it. I found a listing from some kind of online, you know what I mean, like sort of like a, I don't know, Craigslist type of like service from France, right? And they were selling the exact same instrument. I was like, ooh, but they didn't have any information either. It just had like the measurements. Approximately 100 millimeters, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't have any information that, like, you know what I'm saying, that I could like give to you. Like, dude, it was made by, you know, Enrico Fermi. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you that information. I don't have it. I can't give you what I don't have. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. Like my cousin Tony, you know what I mean, when he was in Genoa, you know, he was getting some salami and he was getting some other kind of gabagool, and he found a goddamn fucking guitar factory called Fa, and he's like, hey, you fucking jerk offs, man, you should make a plastic guitar. You know, I'm not gonna give you all kinds of lies, because I respect you more than that. I do. Right? So I'm gonna flip you around, I'm gonna show it to you. It doesn't really need anything but strings, I think, but it's mysterious. It's cool. It's a short episode for you. It's something that you can tell your grandchildren about. Like, I remember when Guitkit, he introduced me to a Fa Music guitar, and it changed my whole fucking life. And it inspired me to go out and get a job, kill people. That's why I'm in the penitentiary. Right? I don't want to inspire you in a bad way, because I'm about good vibrations. I'll flip you around, we'll look at it, and then we'll have a peaceful moment. Right? 1, 2. Alright, so this is the actual case, man. What case? Get off my case. This is the case that was on the table at the flea market there. What did it say? It says chemical warfare. It's pretty cool, man. Swift, man. Swift. It's not a child's guitar. Let's take a look at it. Get lost, your case. Mm-hmm. Needs a new strap button, right? A new set of strings, really. It's really a remarkable little instrument, you know what I mean, considering it. So, hey, you gotta respect the boot, kid. Otherwise, it's not gonna respect you. Plastic. You see how these are just individually pasted on? They're not even glued on. They're fucking pasted on, you know? Plastic. Apparently all plastic. This might be real metal in there. No, it's plastic. It's the big old... Look at these tuners, man. They're so unique. We're missing some screws, man. Get a little tacks in there, like United. I would say, hey, we ran out of fucking tacks, alright? Think about what we're gonna do there. Think about it carefully, because something has to be done. Can't keep going on this way. Just replace this with another plastic one. This is a nice shape, though. This is sort of what they had, like the California Cluson look, man. And a much smaller sort of size, right? Unique little parts and stuff. Oh, the coppers. Looks like they're kind of like coppers on there. Maybe we'll have to put a nice set of coppers on this. Copper. Come around, copper. Okay. It's time to take the action over to the laboratory. Welcome back to the laboratory. That's what we call a dramatic pause. So this is the penultimate episode of Weird Winter. Weird Winter. Winter of Weirdness. So this is one of the last weird instruments that we're going to feature. Right? April Fool's Day will be our last one of the winter. Maybe we'll do some more later on. Don't know. So, there are two things I'm sort of looking at that make me say, this is one string. This is one string looped around there. And it seems to be like a G string or a D string. I don't know what the hell, man. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, like, really get this guy up and running now. I think about it. I mean, if I can't put regular strings in here, looks like I'll be able to. But, I mean, will I be able to put them in there and the thing work? Or is it just going to pop the neck off this fucking thing? We also need to put another tack in here. Right. Don't attack me. First thing I want to do, though, because it's the most broken of it all, is this fucking thing. Now, right when, like, we were able to, like, reestablish ourselves in the pandemic with China, you know what I'm saying? We were able to get things from AliExpress again. I bought a whole shitload of things, you know what I mean, that I wanted before they became so inflated that it was like, you know what I mean, not even worth it. Although, these days it's back to kind of almost normal if you get choice. Pretty much all I do. And you can see this is already discoloring the package after just like 3 or 4 years of sitting around in my fucking drawer. So let's unscrew this screw, right? And just put the screw right through this new guy. Hey, new guy, I'm gonna screw you. Looks almost to be like the same part almost. It's almost fucking identical there, Charles. Now see after that's been rectified. You like to say rectified. Why is that? Hard. Almost as if nothing had ever happened, man. So, let's talk about something else. Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. Stainless steel tacks. These tacks are slightly aplomb. Right? And it obviously was only held down by 4 in total, and we only have 3 in the instrument. Now, I have like almost a mom and pop hardware store's worth of like hardware. I have a whole drawer full of these. These are the exact tacks. The exact same tacks used, right? And you can see the reason that they're slightly aplomb is that if they were all the way down, it would break through the other side a little bit. You see that? Maybe it would. Maybe it won't. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it shouldn't. Let's take this little tack hammer, or as I call it, a tap hammer. Right? It's one of my favorites. I like these old school 100-year-old instruments, man. Get it in there. I say instrument. It is a tool, but it's an instrument in my heart. It's instrumental in making me happy. How's your hammer hanging? Let's hammer it into this hole. All tapped out, man. I can't afford it this week. Why don't you give me a loan, man? Good for it, bro. I was almost tempted to drive in a couple more of these little guys. Let's see. Rested on an old sharpening stone. We took a little die, old tap die, and we put it on top of there. And then we just tapped it down there, Charles. We also tapped down these a little tiny bit more just to keep it. Force the strings is going to pull it forward, supposedly, so we'll just put these guys away. We'll forget this ever happened now, right? So, not really much else to do. I am concerned about, you know what I mean, the tension of putting a whole set of strings on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid it's going to break apart there, Charles. So what we're going to do, actually put a set of electrics on there, man, a set of 9s. You know what I'm saying? So light gauge, usually electric strings on like a acoustic guitar is not a good deal. I don't see any reason to really wax this guy or anything. It's got a nice shine to it. You know, it's got a case. You know what I'm saying, man? There's no reason for all that protection. You know what I'm saying? He's going bareback. So I'll see at the glamour shots if this holds up. If not, we'll be right back here with a fucking busted off fucking tailpiece, man. Complaining and crying the blues. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the neck will fly off. Something will happen. And we'll be doing it together. Come on, my friend. I'll see you at the glamour shots in hopes. So I will second the guy I bought it off of. This is not a child's guitar. This is a piece of crap. It's a waste of strings. Waste of time, waste of breath, really. Essentially, this bridge, right, is just too wide. You know, the strings barely fit on the fretboard. You know, you can't play anything over like 5th, 6th fret, you know what I mean? 7th fret or buzzes. You know what I'm saying? It's garbage. Hardware is garbage, as you know. You know what I'm saying? It's folly to die. Fucked up, man. Forget about it. I guess it's an interesting trinket that I will never play again. Just for this episode. For your special weird Winter of Weirdness. The wonderful world of... Wow, that's garbage. So let's hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's jaw a bit. Should I jaw you a picture there, Jacob? Look at that, brand new. What a waste, William. What a waste. Ba Musica. Fa la 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 la. Garbage. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. It's just... Well, like I can make a new bridge for it. I can do this. I can do that. But ultimately, in the end, you can't polish a turd, man. I have it tuned down E flat just because I don't want it to be busting anything up, man. But every time I touch it, it's like almost gonna fall apart, man. I feel like smashing it too because I have anger issues. So I'm not gonna do too much playing on it because it doesn't sound very good at all. You play bar chords on it, you can get away with it. Move myself out of the way because it's such a small instrument. But anyway, let's talk about something entertaining. Let's talk about Epstein's Island. What? Now, I didn't really know anything about Epstein at all until like relatively recently, you know. I just thought he was like a real bad man. It was like raping children. This crazy like liberal girl I went to high school with is always posting like real like libtard things on her website, her Facebook page. You know, I mean, she's like, oh, dude, he's accountable. I said, oh, Epstein's a bad fucking motherfucker, you know. But yeah, I read an article about it, and there's really too much difference between what he did and what P. Diddy did. Only P. Diddy used to hang out with beautiful, you know what I'm saying, cultural icons that we can't dare, you know what I mean, besmirch their name. So P. Diddy gets 2 years in jail, and he'll be out, you know what I mean, with baby oil for you know it, man, rubbing it all over himself, some hair dye, man. He'll be back, you know what I mean, on the scene, man. The AI fucking Biggie Smalls, you know what I'm saying? AI Tupac helping him out, man. Not an AI 50 Cent, though. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, but essentially, P. Diddy, I mean, P. Diddy, like, forcibly, like, raping people, like Cosby, you know what I'm saying? Even Cosby, I always defended Cosby. I always said, look, imagine you were Bill Cosby. You had hundreds of fucking like girls come to you on a daily basis. Oh, please, you know what I mean? I'll suck your balls if you give me a part in this fucking I Spy, you know? Millions of fucking, and probably after a while, after being in a hotel with them, banging them and shit, and they're like, I'd love to, you know, make out with Robert Culp in some scene, you know what I'm saying? I'd love to be on the electric company. He's just like, fuck this shit. Started putting like fucking pills in their drink so they wouldn't even talk, man. So you just fucking bang them and just, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you fell asleep. Bye-bye. You have to worry about shit, you know? He was a genius fucking move for Bill Cosby, right? Until they found out about that shit. And they're like, ooh. Quaaludes were legal back then, man. Nobody cares. This was the 70s. Right? That was like cool, you know what I'm saying? This is changing times, man. Changing times. And that's what I think happened to Epstein, man. Back in the, you know, the Clinton days, I mean, things were different, man. Bill Clinton lying through his teeth about, I didn't nail that girl with the mailman. I didn't nail the mail girl. Fuck it, you know what I mean? Then what? You know what I'm saying? He got off anyway. And I like Bill Clinton, you know what I mean? Other than the fact that he sold us out to Mexico and China. But I was a huge fan of his, you know what I mean? I cast my first, like, real vote for Bill Clinton, you know what I'm saying? I was proud of Bill Clinton. Little did I know. And I saw him, you know what I mean, after his deposition, and he's real old looking. I felt bad for him. I was like, why are you lying, bro? Why don't you just defend Epstein? He was your boy. You know what I'm saying? And like, really what clinched it for me, I was like walking through my kitchen, you know what I mean, getting something to drink one night. You know, upstairs, I'm doing all my guitars, and I hear my wife, like, watching this TV special. She's like, kind of like talking back to the TV. At first, kind of like annoyed, then like angry. And I hear like, bullshit, and why are you bringing a sister there? Bullshit. And she was kind of crazy about it. I was like, oh, that's got to be good if she's looking all. She kind of shares the same sort of common sense mentality that I do. I sat down, it was like all the survivors from Epstein's Island, like stories of their lives. And really, they're nothing but a bunch of fucking who-is. Really, these are a bunch of like 16, 17-year-old runaway drug addicts that instead of like sucking dick for coke, you know what I mean, in their hometown, the Ratso the dealer, now they're sucking Bill Clinton's dick for like, you know, on a ski trip in the Alps with Ghislaine Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like any fucking down on the luck heroin addict would be happy to fucking be in that position. You know what I'm saying? No matter if they're 17 or 18. When you're 16 or 17, you know the difference between what's right and wrong, really. Don't you? Come on, really. I mean, marriage age used to be, what, 14, 15 years old. Up to like 1989 or some shit like that. You know, parental consent in some states is still that way. Although maybe not, I don't know. But that's what I thought, you know, was the case up until recently. But I'm not like experts that don't know. Oh, Baba G shit, I can bang a 14-year-old. No. You know, I'm not down with that either, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to explain to you why I think it's bullshit. And, you know what I mean? The more I watch it with her, the more she's like getting madder about it. And I started getting mad too. Like, yeah, you fucking pig. You know, and she's like, nothing's free in this world. What do you think? He's invited you to the island with fucking Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Alan Greenspan, or whoever the fuck else was there. I don't know, there's famous people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta like hang out with them and talk about politics. What do you think your role is going to be there with all you've been doing your whole life? You know what I'm saying? And they could escape at any time. There's one girl like, you couldn't escape. And then they start talking about her. Epstein was sending her to, you know, the Himalayas to learn advanced meditation. Where, you know, then I met, you know, Charles Himmelbob, who cured my life, and I married him, and I realized what I do was wrong. You know, like, come on, man. You were a fucking pig, really. And you're still a pig, and now you're old pig. And you have nobody but Charles Hibbab to fucking blow, you know what I'm saying? So you're feeling a little bit nostalgic for, you know what I mean, Bill Clinton's rod. You know what I'm saying? And all those people Epstein had on the island, different than P. Diddy's people, because they're all rich and powerful. You know what I mean? People that we don't know really who they are. The person who owns this fucking Life Touch, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is that? But he's got a lot of money, right? So, you know, we don't feel the same way we do about, you know what I mean, like Matt Damon, Matt Dillon, or whoever the hell hanging out at P. Diddy's house, you know what I'm saying? His wet party. So it made me think, what was I doing in the 90s? What was my state of mind? How did I feel when I was that age? What about it? I got my first job when I was a scant 13 years old, 1990, right around, right? I was working this hotel in Belmar, right? And you know, I'll admit it, there were some hooers there. You know, the guy who owned the hotel and recently passed away, actually. He was like a eccentric Marty Doc Brown kind of Marty McFly lover. You know what I'm saying? He liked to surround himself with young children, with young people. You know, but he wasn't like weird like Doc Brown. But he liked to have like everything run by young people because you could pay him like $5 a day, and they wouldn't care. You know what I mean? There was no taxes involved. They'd be happy with it. You know what I mean? And he wasn't a bad guy. You know, I'll admit it. You know what I mean? Like he wound up into some shady shit, but he never did nothing shady to me. You know what I mean? I always get my $5 bill. You know, or $20 bill, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was out of there. And actually, I think it was $20 for 5 hours, I think, of work. That's what it was. I'm sorry, it wasn't a $5 bill. A long time. But anyway, first thing this guy made me deal with when I got there was I was there and I was telling you, he really, what he hired me is to run the front desk. And also to help him set up some computers he had in the back. Because he bought a whole bunch of computers. And a kid I went to school with recommended me because I was good with computers also, copiers, that kind of stuff. You know, and I was supposed to help him and also run the front desk and make keys and do this other kind of stuff. And I love that job. And he was a good guy. He was a good boss. Anyway, there's a couple, like, when I first got there, some Asian girls there that were, you know, like, they cleaned the rooms for, like, this was, like, the off-season still. It was, like, right after school got out. They cleaned the rooms in the morning. You give them a $20 bill. And then they, like, wait around by the pool or wherever for, like, John. Bring him upstairs where they had free access to the rooms. You know, and get a little bit extra money. You know what I'm saying? And they go back to Korea, right? And, you know what I'm saying? I found out about it. It's pretty cool. You know what I mean? The girls are making money, you know? The first thing that happened was, like, he, like, you know what I mean, had some kind of, like, early, like, you know, international phone call, you know what I mean, come through, you know what I mean? Would you please accept the charges from Malarkey Island or whatever? Like, I was like, yeah, Malarkey Island, whatever. He's like, just tell me to take a message, right? And there's these 3 girls, like, we want to come over there as quick as possible. We want to be there. We want to make some blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no. Tell these girls. He's like, well, you know what I mean? Just tell them we'll get back to them, you know what I mean? And I was like, we'll get back to you, you know what I mean? I don't know where he is. We'll get back to you. You know? Like, so, hung up. He's like, I want you to write a letter. Send this letter to him in Ireland. Say, don't come until after, you know, July 1st. You know what I'm saying? What it really was 3 girls. They're like 17, 16, and like 15 years old. They're from Ireland. And they were like hooers. They would come, they did the same thing. They, you know, in the summertime, they clean the rooms in the morning. And they sit by the pool all day. And back then, there was this club right down the street. You know, it's still there, actually. There were all these like fucking big meatheads used to hang out. They used to go to the hotel, you know what I mean? Hey, you don't want to bang that Irish broad. You know, they didn't know that they were like 15, 16 years old. Hell, at this time period, the biggest porn star in the world was Tracy Lords, and she was like 15 years old. Nobody cared. Now, are you saying every single man that jerked off to a Tracy Lords film should be put in jail or is a pedophile? Really? You know what I'm saying? Is that true? Right? You can look that shit up. Tracy Lords was like 15, 14 years old when she got into porn. Most of her porn career, she was underage. So pretty much all them films that everybody was watching, the biggest porn films in the fucking 1990s were all with fucking underage girl, man. Anyway, so these girls would be fucking and sucking all day long with these fucking jarheads, and they make a fortune. They were dying to get over there. I mean, they like, we want to get over there as soon as possible. And we need some money, you know, to grow potatoes, you know, whatever, man. But that's the mentality now. I mean, were these fucking jarheads, were they pedophiles? I don't think so. These girls are just fucking slags, really. It's the truth, man. Really. You know, and I was 13 at the time. I was younger than them, thinking, like, oh, these girls are real slags, you know what I mean? One of them was pretty hot, though. You know? Like, fallen angel. So, Squeeze has come out with a new album called Trixies. Some Trixies or something like that. Supposedly it was written in 1974. I heard these demos years ago, and I heard, like, what they did with it. I love Squeeze, but it doesn't sound like Squeeze from 1974 anymore. It sounds like new Squeeze. I love old Squeeze, man. You get your trunks out of the drawer. You see yourself as once before, and you're strong in reason. Strong in reason. Lies on a chair. Another steroid, grease your hair, and you're strong in reason. Strong in reason, strong in fingers, strong in arm, strong Strong in almost every sense. Strong in whatever, man. You get the point, man. It's a piece of shit. I dedicate this piece of shit to Epstein's Island, man, because that's a piece of shit story too, man. It really is. Think about it, man. Even if you're super woke, man, you can't polish a turd, man. Who's the real victim here? Who's the real victim here?